Hello, I'm Lowfile, and I'm the inventor of a new micro-irrigation landscaping device called BarbSaver. Today's topic is going to be replacing the blade.
Before we get started replacing the blade, I thought it was also important to understand the huge difference there is in the size of the overall blades that are used on the BarbSaver versus standard utility knives. The BarbSaver uses the widely accepted X-Acto size number 11, which is used by hobbyists all over the world. It's their most popular blade, and it's the one that I wanted to put in here because it's small and it's 4 times sharper than other types of blades. So that's what we're using in this application. It's very important to remember that these can fall out. So keep in mind the fact that any kind of maintenance you do to your BarbSaver to replace blades should be done in a very careful, controlled environment, such as I have here, such as a towel, a workbench, and so forth, where you have protected area around it. You're not going to be over lawns or over different kinds of vegetation that it might fall out. So that's an important thing. So let's get started.
When we start the blade replacement process, we see the very ergonomic, mouse-like tool body that's very functional and easy to pocket or keychain. The tool body has a blade cartridge with a handle that moves the cartridge between safe and engaged modes, and lifting it allows the cartridge to be removed for blade servicing. When you put the blade cartridge into the tool body, you will see a yellow caution release cartridge setting, a green safe setting, and an engaged red setting. To release the blade cartridge, we lift up on the handle in the direction of the arrow and pull away from the tool. The blade cartridge has 3 components: the blade clamp with the handle. It lifts off and exposes the second component, which is the number 11 X-Acto blade, which sits tightly in the third component, which is the blade tray.
So the first thing we want to do is to take some tape, which I have here, some masking tape or something, and lay it across the tip of the blade. Press it in place a little bit, flip it over. This is going to allow us, of course, to separate the blade from the channel itself. There, it popped it off, and now you would be able to dispose of the blade in a proper manner. So I'm going to set this now to the side. Okay, and we're going to go into the BarbSaver itself. Has a compartment which is designed to keep about 5 or 6 blades. So I'm going to bring a blade out. There I have it. I'm going to set it down here. I'm going to close the container so nothing else comes out, just one. And now I'm going to take the blade itself by the collar, by the top, and I'm going to hold that in my right hand, and I'm going to put the blade, the heel of the blade, at the very back here of the blade channel, so that I can just release that now with my finger and press it in place. And that fits very snugly right in there. Okay. And then lastly, by taking the blade clamp and laying that over the top, that helps to reinforce it, and it also pushes the blade further in place. So now we have the blade, a new blade, nice and sharp new blade. We have a new blade inside the blade channel. And now we're going to go back to the main shell itself, and we're going to insert that kind of like a bullet would go in a gun. Very precisely, it's now set here at the safe mode, and I can just continue to push it forward with my finger until it becomes flat. It's now in the engaged mode, which means the blade itself is now right here on the very edge, and it's set at 40 thousandths of an inch so that it can cut just the tubing and not to bother ruining the barb itself. So let's take it now that we have it engaged. I can take it and I can bring in here. I used yellow tape over the top of this particular tubing piece. You can see that that's well put in place. And I'm going to simply take the device, the tool, place it at the very end, and I'm going to apply just a little bit of pressure to that, and I'm going to pull, and you can see here that it has separated the tubing, and it now comes off, and it leaves my manifold ready to be able to be reused again. So let's try another manifold and another dripper. Here we can now take the BarbSaver. I can turn it around on my left hand if I wish, and I can now put the tubing inside the channel. That keeps it vertical, and all I need to do is apply just a little bit of pressure to that. And you can see that it cut the tubing, and it leaves the barb nice and reusable. When we switch sides to it, we can again take the tool, lay it at the top, and I can just apply a little bit of pressure and pull it, and you can see that it separated it right there. Again, that's how it works. When you're done, you can move this barb channel, the channel itself, move it back to the safe mode, and now it can go into your pocket, and you can stow this safely and carry it around.